Hello, everyone. I am Will, and welcome back to my playthrough of Elden Ring. Um, Last we left off, we made our way to the Cathedral of Manus Metter. Yes, it's Ymir pronounced it as Metter. I've been calling it Matir this whole time. Probably because there's this one Norse god that's named Tyr, and I'm pretty sure it's spelled Tyr. So I kind of substituted that for the Matir instead of Metter, but oh well. But anyway, it is the Cathedral of Manus Metter. So we made our way there through a little forested area full of marionette soldiers. Didn't give us too much of trouble, but they could have. But we got to the cathedral, cleared out the surrounding grounds, picked up a cookbook, found another remembrance duplication coffin in the back. Trying to think what else was up there. No, I think that was it for the grounds. Yeah, that was basically it. It was really a cookbook. That's all I really remember. But then we went inside and we met High Priest Count Ymir. Yep. Most likely a Carian scholar based on his spells he has. He has like some phalanx, pebbles. He has Miriam's Vanishing, which is like that little short range teleport kind of thing that one of the NPCs in the base game had at the Carian study hall. But so we bought that. I think we bought Carian or Glintstone Phalanx because for whatever reason I didn't buy it, but probably because I haven't gotten around to buying all the spells yet. But oh well. Anyway, talked to him. He gave us a little whistle and a map to a Finger Ruins. The map pointed to the Finger Ruins of, I was going to call it Rhea, Raya, however you want to pronounce it. Yep, it pointed to this right here. And then in the cathedral, we also talked to Knight Yolan, kind of Ymir's like little protector. Yeah, straightforward, blunt. She's cool. But talked to them. Then we went to the Finger Ruins, explored it, though I hate the Finger Ruins. I really do. I mean, my plan was sound, but I just failed the execution, so it made it more annoying, or tougher anyway. But we got through the enemies, grabbed up some crafting materials, which I probably won't be using. And then we sounded the bell horn thing in the middle. It's called the bell, but you kind of blow into it, making it like a horn or a whistle. More of a horn based on the sound it gave. But anyway, blew on the horn, got the Crimson Sea Talisman +1, which upgrades or increases the amount of heals we get from our Crimson Tears, from our flask of Crimson Tears. And after that, we went back to Ymir. He was sitting in his chair with a finger creeper in his hand, which is kind of creepy. But yep, he heard the bell. He gave us another map to another Finger Ruins. This time it points to this ruins up here, which we can't get to yet. So yeah, it gave us that map and the beloved Stardust Talisman, which just maxes out cast speed at the cost of increased damage negation or reduced damage negation. So something I'll never use because we already have pretty high dexterity, so our cast speed's almost at max. It's like, I would say like 85% max, 90% max, something like that. It's something we don't need, so we're good. Yep. Talked to us some more. Then we talked to Yolan again, who realized, or since we got the beloved Stardust, she basically said, okay, we'll help you because Ymir trusts you. So yeah. So now we can summon her for boss fights. So the only one I really know of is Mesmer. I know you can summon her from Mesmer. I'm not quite sure what other bosses you can summon her for, but I guess we'll find out. Yep, so now she's become summonable. Talk to Ymir some more. I guess he lost a child somewhere because there's a graveyard adjacent to the cathedral that has, a tombstone saying like, lies here, Yuri lies here, taken before his time, or something like that. And I guess when Ymir was cuddling the finger creeper, he called it Yuri as well. So I think he's delusional or unaccepting of a loss. Something along those lines. But anyway, yep. So we did that, ruins, and that was it. Yep, that was it. And between episodes, I leveled up our strength by 1 point, and I went and gathered some crafting materials. I gathered the yellow fulgur bloom. The easiest place for the yellow fulgur bloom is to go to the Cerulean Coast Grace, travel north, and this little section here has like 9 of them you can just kind of pick up. So I repeated that. I spawned to the Grace, grabbed the fulgur blooms, teleported back to the Grace, came back down, rinsed and repeat. And in that process, I realized I forgot to pick something up. In that little water area where we gather the yellow fulgur blooms, there is the lightning spark aromatic. I think that's what it's called. Hold on, let me check. Yes, or the lightning perfume bottle. It was in that little water area with all the fulgur blooms. So I completely passed that up. I kind of surprised I did. But anyway, so it is a really good weapon for us because I think it's mostly dex scaling, so it should be pretty strong, at least in our hands anyway. But I probably won't use it because I don't care for perfume bottles personally, but it's there if we need it. So, and then I went to the beginning. I tried to find a good. Oh, I also came back here. Here? Yes, I went back to this Grace. Went this way to grab some deep purple lilies that I think respawn over in this little area. So I got a few of those as well. And then I try to find a good spot to grab black pyre flies. And I think the best place that I've at least found was to spawn at the castle front and just kind of do a loop around this camp. There should be about 6 or 9 black pyre flies in that little area. You just have to run past the enemies and pick them up. So I gathered some, not as many as I wanted. I also went back to the first Grace in the Bellarat Tower settlement, just past the spider scorpions. Yeah, I did a few runs through there to try to get some of these livers, and I only got 3. So it's a pretty low drop, even with the silver scarab. So, excuse me. So we can make pickled livers if we need to, which we might. We might need that one. We'll see. But yeah, that was it. That was basically all I did. Gathered some upgrade material or crafting materials, and that was it. Yep. And for today, we're going to continue down into the fissure. Yes, because the little door that's blocked our way is now gone since Miquella broke his rune. So that's the plan, is to go down into the fissure, all the way down, and hopefully finish off Tholier's quest line down there. Hopefully, maybe. Yeah, but that's the plan for today. Yeah. And equipment for today. We're going to start off with the Halo Scythe, plus 10. We are going to counter some Blood Fiends, and they are pretty weak, and they are weak to slash. Kind of susceptible to Holy, though they are a little resistant, but not that much. So, and also the Miquella's Ring of Light is a really good Ash of War for any ranged we need. Bow, seal, shield. Going with my little, I don't know what you want to call it, Banished Knight. Get up. Skeletal Mask, Banished Knight armor, the one with the cape. Scaled gauntlets and greaves. Then I have the Erdtree's Favor plus 2 because otherwise we'd be heavy load. In fact, we are on the cusp of heavy load. All I need to do is go to a weapon that gives me 9, like the Claymore. Oh no. Okay, 10. Okay. We were close. It's 1.5 units off, so. Or 1 unit off. No, 1.5. 1.5 units off of heavy load, so we are on the line. Two-handed sword, because they're probably two-handing quite a bit. Shard of Alexander, because Ash of War is good. Blessed Duke is just strong, especially outside of boss fights. Crystal Burst Tartier. Oh. We actually can't use Torrent down there, so we can put it here. Start off with the Fire Coils, Boil Crab, Ornus, light stuff. And here are the stats. Again, I did put 1 point into Strength, so now we're at 24. Spells are pretty standard. Catch Flame, Knight's Lightning Spear, Pest Threats, Aeonia, Vow, Heal. That's kind of my standard spell setup. And I do have Rykard's Great Rune still active, so can't go home without it. All right, and we are blessing level 11. So, all right. Think we did enough talking? I think so. All right. Hopefully this shouldn't be too bad, but you may get rough here and there. This is the next area scaling up from what we were. Stone Coffin Fissure. Yep. Now that's a sight. Or vista. Vista's probably a better word. Grace. Monument or effigy. Summoning pool, whatever. All right. Yep. We got some Blood Fiends. There's some Blood Fiends, some Putrid Slimes, which is why we got Catch Flame. Be some Grave Birds, some like little stone snake sentry guys. Some skeletons. All right. Instead of going this way, we're actually going to go this way. Just be careful of your step, because it is a long way down. These little putrid slimes, very weak to fire, so you should be good. And do keep an eye on the ceiling, because you can kind of see in between the cracks. Between the stalactites, I think. I don't know. I'm going to call them stalactites. I'm probably wrong, but yeah. Congealed putrescence. So just be careful when you come up to items. So don't want to get slimed. How dare you get up and see me? Whatever. I was hoping I could drop down and him not like turn around, but I guess he's just programmed to kind of wake up when you get close. Yeah, this little hitbox is kind of wonky. Yep, so now we're just in a little area I decided not to go to. It's just, we just took a different route. See some more blood fiends. Yep, just be careful because they will shout for reinforcements. I could have sworn I heard a scarab. So we got some Trina's arrows, which should hint at this area. Alright, so don't be alarmed, this ledge will crumble. I think us falling on him caused him to stance break. So how many rings will it take? I say 4. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Okay, 3. Yeah, so you notice how their weapons coated in this like little purple mist? How'd you not see me? Yes, their weapons are coated in a purple mist, and they do inflict sleep with it. So just be careful. So if you're not careful, you can get slept, and they'll do a number on you. So 1, 2, 3. All right, good enough. You don't see me. There we go. If I knew this backstab thing was going to go off, I should have put on the dagger talisman. Some deep purple lilies, thank you. Again, further reinforcing the theme of the area, which is sleep. Yep. Right, there should be at least 2 more blood fiends before the grace. Okay, so if it's not... I don't want to waste... Okay, so if it wasn't a sneak attack, it's going to take 4, but we're basically on the cusp. Ah. Yep, and they'll spew sleep instead of bleed. I like that. Instead of spewing blood for bleed, they'll spew mist for sleep. Shadow Rune is free money. Free money is free. Thank you. Let's not get impaled. No, thank you. Grace, a spirit, and a cross of Miquella. Let's hit up the Grace. Tag the Grace. This should be a Shadow Fragments. Yep. Now touch the cross. Carved words coalesce. I abandon here my love. Oh, Miquella. No, 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 no. Why'd you do that? Mr. Spirit. Dot, dot, dot. Kindly Miquella. I see you've thrown away something you should not have under any circumstances. How will you salvation offer to those who cannot be saved when you could not even save your other half? Oh, Mr. Spirit, you are a wise man indeed. How can you help to save others if you can't save yourself? But yeah, he basically abandoned Saint Trina down here. I'll just state it up front. It's been hinted at for a while. All the stuff with sleep, the purple, the lilies, you know, him abandoning his love, you know, his other half. So, all right. Let's actually get our fire coils back. Go the wrong way. Thank you. Alrighty then. Let's push on. I don't need a rest because I haven't really used anything. Oop. Did not mean to trigger you guys yet. There is another way, and I gotta remember where it was. Is it over here? Yes, it's over here. Alright. Okay, we'll come back. Is it? Okay, actually, this is probably. Hold on, let's see if I'll. If this is death, I'll go back to Grace and go the other way. Okay, we'll go back. I dropped down at the wrong boat fissure thing. You want to drop over here. Yes, this one. Over here, drop down. I'm trying to think there was a illusory wall down here. I don't think there is. I don't remember. Excuse me. Yeah, because this is a safer drop. Okay. Because then we can get underneath, grab some items. Should be some more sledges. Yep, more sledges. Grab these. Oh, you're all gonna drop down, huh? Oops. I forgot. I needed my... come on, camera. I need my... Well, if you're gonna clump up, just throw another one. Oh, they dropped smithing stones. Okay. Just like low-grade smithing stones. Velvet Sword of Saint Trina. And at this point, it should be a dead giveaway who's down here. Yep. Mist of Eternal Sleep. Yep. When Saint Trina was abandoned, the faint, light purple mists coalesced into an intoxicating, deep purple cloud. Yep. Inflicts eternal sleep. They drop threes. I wonder if they drop ones. They drop glass shards for sure. Ah yes, these grave birds have a little purple stinger on their tail. Yes, these guys can also inflict sleep, so be careful. Be very, very careful. Stupid auto advance. Glovewort. Yeah, I don't like, their little, what's the word? Automatic attack, moving, whatever. You get close and then they're programmed to do something. You're going to start spinning. You're going to come back. Okay. Yes, just be careful. They boomerang themselves, so they will come back. Yes. I wonder if we can see the one we're gonna... It's that one, I think. That one right there. I think that's the end of this, the area. That coffin right there. Okay. This just kind of pops us out, kind of behind him. Will this hit him, or he's going to catch? Yeah, it's going to catch. Okay. The auto fly down. Well, not auto, but scripted, I should say. There's scripted drop down. I hear you. Oh, you're up there. Okay. Yeah, scripted is probably the better word. More gloveworts. Cool. Should be another grave bird. At least one. Nope, there's two. Okay. Get caught. Nope. Thought I had my fire coils. Gotta make sure our equipment's in order. just out of reach. Okay, so this is the beginning of our little from the Grace. Because the Grace should be right over here. Yeah, right there on the other side of this rock. So this is your, quote, intended way forwards through these birds, these grave birds. Now this way between the two, and this way between this one and the other one, that one, or this one anyway. And down here. All right, here comes the fun part. Let's see, where are they? Can I... Perfect. Okay. That guy right there will stand there and pelt you with magic bolts. There's like two more later on, like those two right there, the one standing up. Those three will pelt you with magic bolts once you get in range. And they do shoot them pretty quickly. So hopefully we can use Assassin's Gambit. Nope. Well, they have pretty good detection range. Okay, never mind. Oops. Okay, my controls all jumbled up. This is how I dealt with it the first time. I got to a point where I could hit it, it can't hit me. There, problem solved. Alright, so the detection range is actually pretty big. If Assassin's Gambit, even with Assassin's Gambit, they still kind of locked on. Actually, let me see. Can you hit us? No, you can't. Cool. Can we hit you? And yes. Now the question is, can you hit us? Yes, you can. Bam, now that's how I dealt with it the first time. I just find a little crack you can stand behind, pluck them with arrows. Yeah, those guys huddled up in a ball are gonna explode. Really? I'm actually gonna have fire coils here. I'm gonna put throwing daggers here. Alright, you can't lock onto them, but you can still hurt them with aim stuff. Just trigger them and walk away. I'm just checking. Ooh, okay, that kind of spooked me there for a second. Thank you. So he was actually right behind the stairs. Cool. It's like I heard him explode, and I just don't know where he went. You lost your eye there, matey. Alrighty then. I think that's the way forward. I'm gonna go check this out. Alright, hopefully we're going to sprint in and we're going to sprint out. I love it when a planet comes together. Alright. So was it just Glovewort back there? Yeah. Alright. Worth it? Well, free upgrade, so I don't have to buy it. So we'll always take it. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. The only downside to the Ring of Light is that its hitbox is bigger than its visual. So it's gonna catch on stuff that you're not expecting. All right. We have another. All right. Yes, we have another one. All right. Stand right here with your bow and you're good to go. Well, at least for long bows anyway. I don't know about short bows and great bows, so. So that's where we came from. Yes, okay. Grab this item, which is Smithing Stone 6s, and Nectar Blood Burgeoning, which I don't think respawns, so yeah, your only source of the Nectar Blood Burgeonings are those Blood Fiends at the beginning. It is a relatively low drop rate, so good luck. I know that they do drop it, but yeah, they drop it in place of the sacred blood thing. In place of this. Instead of dropping this, they drop the burgeoning. Okay, so at least they moved. Oh, there's one right there. Okay. I dropped down here. There's one right behind me. I did not realize I was there. Okay. But that's why we got blasted. Okay. Okay. That is death. Okay, now we have another grace. Let's just hop down, tag the grace. Let's check what's behind here. We're gonna have to change our weapon out right here because there's undead coming up, so gonna need a excuse me. Grave Glovewort. Yes, okay. Yeah, so there is undead coming up, so we need to change out our weapon. Not put us heavy load, so I can't do that. And I'll just use this. And then we'll change this out. For what? I don't know. Yeah, sure. Because we're not two-handing anymore, so... Alright. So there will be a skeleton right there above my head. One up there. There's going to be another one kind of like up the little path a little bit. Alright. So we're going to try and get him first. But it may not work. Okay. So the skeleton I thought was here is actually the one that comes from up there. Okay. Can't. Blah. Be gone, skeletons. That's the way forward, I know. Actually, we're going to take that little drop. We're going to see where this goes. If we can actually drop down there. It looks like we can. Yep. Survey your little surroundings real quick. I want to see if we can spot any skeletons before they pop up. There's one over there. There's one up there. He's probably going to chuck firebombs at us. Okay. Mass of putrescence. It's a little spell that lobs a putrescence. Well, I can't even pronounce it right. Putrescent blob that kind of explodes outwards in a ring of fire, magic and frost. Haha. And golden arrows prevent you from respawning. And there's another one. Really? Let me just time it right. Stop. You're getting on my nerves, skeleton. Okay, there's 2 of them up there, actually. And he was chucking his fire bombs as fast as he could. Dang, he was just going at it. I think you had... Yep, you had golden eyes. Any more skeletons? Yes. This time, arrow. Alright. Some fireflies and mushrooms. I just got lucky there. I always say look up before you get to an item in an area with slimes, and I did not follow my own advice, so shame on me. Shame on me. Go up. All right, this should take us right behind the one big slime. Yep. Okay. Oh yeah, Pest Threads was doing much more. Pest Threads, you're awesome. Thank you. The big slime dropped 7 smithing 8s. Wow. And a whole bunch of putrescents. Let's do gems. I don't think the big one respawns. If it does, it won't drop the smithing stones for sure. It might drop more of the putrescents, but... Alright. We have a golden lionel. Or a misbegotten warrior. Oh, well, we can fight him straight up, but there is a way to get him to throw himself off the ledge. But it might just be easier just to fight him. Let's get our two-handed or dagger. Two-handed. Slap on our fire coils again. All right. Well, we'll just fight him straight up. I think he's the last. You know what? Just to make it a bit easier, we'll drink our flask. We'll go all out. Oh, missed. And he drops the multi-layered Ring of Light. Now we're talking. Yep. Giant massive presence that bathes in its landing area in Ghost Flame. Okay, so Ghost Flame. That's what I was describing, the magic damage of the fire with the frost buildup. In age long past, death was burned by Ghost Flame. Even the remains of the tainted flesh were given equal treatment in death. And it produces multi-layered rings of light, and it fires it forward, inflicting continuous damage. It's a charge incantation that will fires like a discus of light, but once it hits something, it'll increase in size and it'll multi-hit in an area. It won't come back. You just fling it forward, sticks to where it lands, and just kind of buzzsaws around it. So if you hit an enemy, it won't follow the enemy. It'll just wherever it hit in three-dimensional space, it'll stay there. So if you hit an enemy, it'll do its thing, but if the enemy runs out, it'll still stay in place. So it won't follow enemies if you hit them. Yep. Light Ring incantation was cultivated by a tradition separate from the Golden Order or fundamentalism. Yeah. And that thing is awesome. It is 23 FP, but it is strong. Very strong. Okay. I believe he was the last real enemy. I think this is the... Let's take a look. All right. Cross, hop up. Some more blood burgeonins. However you want to pronounce it. Here's Grace. All the sleeping animals. First thing, get to 25, because I need 25 strength to use my Crescent Great Axe again if I want to. So, now we'll keep our spells as they are. Or, and we can use the... Yeah, we can use it if we want. Maybe next time. But do a quick item management here. Don't need that. Don't need that. Probably sell that. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, I think we're good. Do you want to keep these? Not gonna need that. That should probably be better because I think some of his physical and I think it's magic is his other thing. Can't parry him. Yeah, we're at a boss fight now. It's the Putrescent Knight is the boss. You can't parry him, at least not that I'm aware of. And I think his attacks, he does physical attacks, and then he does Ghost Flame, which I believe is magic. So, keep that. I don't think this is going to be useful. I mean, that's definitely useful, but... He is weak to holy. I know that for sure. He's immune to everything except Scarlet Rot. So you can rot him if you have to. Weakest to holy, then to strike, and then I believe it's fire after that. And I think he's strongest to slash for some reason. Well, actually no. Once you see him, you'll know. He's kind of like a bony guy, so he's pretty resistant to slash. We'll hold on to those. Yeah, we'll summon Ornus. To be honest, I'm not very good with the Putrescent Knight fight, so I will take all the help I can get. Summoning pool's now functioning. All right. So I'll take a look at this little coffin barge thing. See if there's anything on here, which I don't think so. We have another phantom or spirit. Dot, dot, dot. Oh, please grant me the courage to fly to your feet, my dearest Saint Trina. All right. So basically we have a leap of faith. All right. Actually, the first time you fight him, he's not immediately aggroed. Once you land, you can, as long as you don't move too far from where you land, he won't aggro. So you can still buff up right then and there. But that's only for the first time you fight him. If you, after your first encounter anyway. So if you drop down for the first time, you fight him, you lose. The next time you drop down, he's immediately aggro. So just keep that in mind. But I keep hearing a scarab. I hope it's just the little music in the background. But all right, let's take the plunge. Here I come, Saint Trina. And this, the first time I looked at it, it's Midir's boss arena from Dark Souls 3. That's the first thing that came to mind, was a dragon? But no. Yeah, he's going to come out from that corner over there. So, all right. So you can't summon until he spawns in and begins the fight. So we're going to have to do our buff first, and then move forward, trigger the fight, and I will summon Ornus, just because. Again, I'm not that good with this fight. His movements are kind of tricky, so. All right. Drink. Vow. We'll crab it up. All right, we'll move forward, and then summon. Even though he goes after his summons, the horse will come after you. I thought you were going to follow up. Let's see if we can rot him. Come on, Ornus, get his attention. Oh, too soon. I was going to do this thing. Probably should have done a heal from afar. That's good. Ah. Alright, here comes this phase transition. Oops. Yeah, just jump it. Let's top off. Let's just pelt him. Oop. Oop. All right. Whew. Remembrance of the Putrescence. Thank you, Ornus. Alright, it wasn't that bad, but I still don't like his little wonky movements, kind of trip me up. He does have some delayed attacks in there, as you saw, which do trip me up all the time. You put a delayed attack in a boss fight, I'm going to get smacked by it 90% of the time. I don't know why. But yeah, we chunked his health pretty good with our Ring of Light. Man. And I did try to rot him, but he he scurried away when I thought he was going to come charging close. But anyway, so the Putrescent Knights. Yep. All tainted flesh eventually became putrescent, and this clump of it imbibed St. Trina's nectar, which granted it eternal rest. And so was the putrescence became her knights. Mm-hmm. But yeah, his little ghost flame attacks, just jump them. They're easiest to dodge when you jump. All right, so we'll rest. Okay, we're gonna go down. Yeah, well, okay, this episode is gonna go on a bit longer because I want to finish up this little section in this episode. So because the next episode I'm going to start the Shadow Keep, and I'd rather have the sections all to themselves. So this is going to go a bit longer. Hopefully not too longer, but... You know what? We'll leave those. We'll leave those. And this is... Disciples Cookbook number 3. Which gives Lulling Branch. Slowly builds up sleep while gradually restoring FP. Cause temporary fogginess, no FP's loss is occurred. Okay, so I guess this one has a special sleep because when sleep reaches the threshold of causing temporary fogginess, no FP loss is incurred. So I guess it'll still trigger the sleep effect, but you just won't lose FP. So that's nice. You'll still get stunned, but that's nice. In the midst of drowsiness, there is the will to awaken, feeling the rise from the depths of one's heart. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, St. Trina. Talk. Well, her lips moved. Imbibe the nectar. Just kill you straight up. All right. At least they were kind enough to put our stuff right here. Okay. So we encountered St. Trina. We imbibed her nectar. So let's go. Yeah, it's right there. St. Trina. So let's go to Tholier and tell him what we found. I wonder if you can actually summon him for the putrescent fight. If we talk to him before going down. Oh, I should have tried that. I'm sorry. Tholier?
I had something I wish to tell you. I'm heading south. I've recalled something that Sir Moore said. He discovered deep purple water lilies blooming on the southern shore. That must be where St. Trina was left to wither away. I'm heading south to the shore, so...
Alright. Okay, yeah, I skipped his whole little thing. I'm sorry. Yeah. I think once we find the Stonefisher Coffin, come back here, talk to him, and I think he'll move down to the fissure itself. And then I think you'd be able to either talk to him before the actual putrescent fight, or be able to summon him for the fight. I'm trying to remember what the order was. I'm sorry, I completely forgot about that.
St. Trina. Oh, St. Trina. What velvety ambrosia is this? Your poison and the sweet sleep that follows. Oh, please, let me hear your voice. Then you too must have paid a visit to St. Trina's garden of deepest purple. I'm drifting off in the sea of her poison. Soon I will hear her voice. Let me be. I won't be long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he imbibed the nectar, but because he has a special constitution, it doesn't kill him outright. It'll put him to sleep instead of killing him. So.
Oh, I almost forgot. You mustn't follow my example. St. Trina's poison would plunge you into an eternal slumber. It must be me, and only me.
Yep. Yeah, that's why we died. Eternal sleep.
I am gone, adrift in sleep, so that I may hear St. Trina's lost voice. Let me be. I won't be long.
Okay.
I am gone, so that I
All right.
may... Let me be.
So we must again imbibe the nectar. You can see St. Trina talk. Death number 2. We're actually going to switch our weapons out real quick, because we are going to have another fight. Alright, cool. Take that off. Although I don't quite know what other talisman we're going to use. Because the two-handed only affects the actual R1, R2 swings. Always put on more dex. No, we need stamina. Yep. There is a reason. There is a reason. Solier?
I am gone, so that let me be.
Okay. You must imbibe the nectar to hear St. Trina's voice. Number 3. Although I might be miscounting. Well, I did 3 times, but only 2 since the Solier was here.
I am gone, so that let me be.
Okay. One more for good measure.
Miquella, stop. Don't turn the poor thing into a god.
We heard her voice.
Why won't you share your voice with me? Grant me more of your poison, that I might drift further into sleep. Perhaps then you'll grace me with your voice.
Well, I guess her voice only comes to those who've gone through death, I guess, at the deepest part of the sleep.
Please, leave me alone.
We'll pass on St. Trina's words.
Oh, thank you not to lie to me. I am the chosen, not you. Only I can doze off in the sea of St. Trina. Why would you hear her voice when I cannot? If you should utter these cruel untruths to me again, I won't be held responsible for my actions.
Dude, she told us stuff. I'm trying to tell you so you can do your thing to be chosen.
Please, enough. I cannot believe your cheek. And I will stand for it no longer. I will never forgive you.
Well, you better.
I will never.
All right. He won't believe us, St. Trina. What do we can do to convince him?
It would be Miquella's prison. A caged divinity is beyond saving.
I will never forgive you. For your trespass, you will know my voice. You made me such strength, but for what?
St. Trina's smile. Yes. Now that is my NPC fighting gear. St. Trina's smile. Sleep in vicinity increases attack power. Yep. Only I am allowed to know of your velvety sleep. Sweetly gentle embrace. So please, smile for me and only me. Vision conjured deep within a certain man's heart. Yeah, that was a completely one-sided fight. Yeah. Vow for more damage. The sacred blood. This thing increases attack power, and it also has a bleed exaltation effect, which will stack with the Lord of Blood's exaltation. So that's like another 40% damage right there, on top of the multi-hit, Shard of Alexander, Melania. Yeah. That's how I deal with NPC invaders. All right, Tholier, you can't best me.
You. I was no good to anyone. Beginning to end. Weak as a kitten, and thick as two planks. I suppose dying in disgrace is fitting, in a way. Tell me, please, assuming you spoke the truth back then, what did St. Trina tell you?
She told us to stop, Miquella.
Tell me, please, assuming you spoke the truth back then, what did St. Trina tell you? Tell me, assuming you what did...
Do we have to... I think we have to do this one more time. I hope it's one more time.
You must kill Miquella. Grant him forgiveness.
All right, Tholier, we have a mission. Stand up, soldier. I need a good kitten who knows how to fight.
Tell me, assuming you what did...
We're gonna pass on her words to kill Miquella.
You are a wretched, wretched soul. A nightmare come to plague me. Such a thing couldn't possibly be. Could it? St. Trina, please. let me hear your voice in my everlasting slumber. Centrina, let me hear your voice in my everlasting slumber.
Alright. We'll do this one more time.
You must kill Miquella. Grant him forgiveness.
Alright. I think that's everything, maybe. Hopefully. Alright. Do it again. If I come back and he's not changed, I'm going to assume that's the end. I didn't remember it being taken this long. Whatever. You're just going to say for us to kill Miquella and grant him forgiveness?
You must kill Miquella. Grant him forgiveness.
Okay. Alright, so if Tholier hasn't changed, I'm going to call it. This is taking a while. Okay, I'm calling it. Yeah, I'll call it. Alright. And with that, I'm going to call an episode. Hopefully Tholier is now, well, done. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah. So that's an episode. And basically did the whole of the Stone Fissure Coffin. Yep. Fought through some blood fiends at the beginning. Learned that Miquella casted aside St. Trina, or casted her away, abandoned her basically all the way down here in the deepest part of Elden Ring. Or one of the deepest parts anyway. So some blood fiends, some like little sentry worm guys, some grave birds, some skeletons, putrescent sludges. Yeah, picked up some gloveworts, some upgrade materials. Trying to think what else we grabbed along the way. There was the multi-ring of light that dropped from the golden misbegotten warrior, who I'm pretty sure does not respawn. So, and there is a way to just kind of cheese him, get him to throw himself off a ledge. But it's a little tricky because you have to get past him first. If you can get past him, jump across, and he should throw himself off a ledge? Question mark, maybe? I don't know. But anyway. Yep, and then we came down here where we fought the Putrescent Knight. who I remembered being a bit tougher, although that's probably because I was not prepared, or as prepared as I am now. So he basically used a weapon that had an Ash of War that did holy damage, which was his greatest weakness. I think he has like a 40% weakness to holy. Yeah, it's yeah. So any holy weapon or any weapon that does heavy holy damage is gonna destroy him pretty good. We did summon Ornus, which did help a bit, but yeah. The Miquella's Ring of Light on the Halo Scythe did a ton of damage. I have to check the footage again, but I'm pretty sure we're doing like 4 digits per hit easily. And I think he has only about 12,000 HP in total. Yeah, he has... His base HP is like 1,700, and the area scaling, his area scaling that he's associated with has an 11 times multiplier to that. So it's it's about 20,000 HP. I'll say quick back of the math. 1700. No, 1,700 times 10, 17,000 plus another 1,700. Yeah, about 1,900 health in total. So, yep. And then after the fight, we came down here. We met Saint Trina in the flesh, I want to say, or in the petal, whatever. Yeah, she's kind of a plant at this point, a lily. But we imbibed her nectar, and then we went and talked to Tholier, which at that point I kind of realized I could have done that way earlier. Like, I think once you reach into the stone coffin fissure, I think he'll move south at that point, I think. Yeah, so... And I'm pretty sure you can summon him for the Putrescent Knight fight. I think, like, once you fall all the way down here, I think his summon sign's down here somewhere. So, missed out on that. But didn't really need him, but I kind of like summoning NPCs when I can. But anyway. But that's unfortunate. But yep. Talked to him. He moved down here to where Saint Trina was, where he pleaded for her to talk to him. Advised us not to imbue the nectar because we will be in an eternal sleep. So every time you drink it, you die basically. So, but because we're tarnished, we just rise again. Yeah. So we can drink her nectar as much as we want. And I think the reason Tholier can't hear her voice is because he's not deep asleep. He can resist the poison. He'll be sleepy, but he won't go to sleep. And I think you need to go to sleep in order to hear her. Hence why we were able to hear her, because we actually went to sleep. Even though it killed us in the process, we could still hear her. So we did that a few times, talked to him. Told him we heard St. Trina's voice. He got angry at us. We fought. I wiped the floor with him because Handemania. Heard St. Trina's voice again, talked to him again, passed on what St. Trina wants, which is to kill Miquella. I don't think it's quite sunken in yet, but yep. And that's where we're at. Hopefully that's everything. Hopefully he's ready to go. I hope his quest line is kind of done at this point. So, yeah. And that's basically all we did. Stone Coffin Fissure, Putrescent Knights, Tholier's quest line with St. Trina. Oh, we did get his talisman, St. Trina's Smile, which is questionable. I mean, it'll work for, like, soldiers, like the Mesmer soldiers and knights, because you can sleep them. It's not really good for boss fights, because most of the bosses in the DLC are either really resistant to sleep or they're immune to it. So it's like, okay, this is good for like the base game where you can actually put bosses to cause sleep to trigger on bosses. Like the nobles, some of the regular bosses as well. Oh, we also grabbed a cookbook down here by St. Trina. Yep. Yeah. And next episode, we're actually going to go into the Shadow Keep. Oh, yeah. We're going to at least do the front entrance area. I hope to do this section at least. At least this section. Once we get into the storehouse, then we'll come back here and go through the church district into the storehouse. So that's the plan for the next episode, is to start Shadow Keep. Do the front entrance, the church district, and the next episode after that will probably be the storehouse itself. And then probably... we probably won't fight Mesmer yet. We'll probably go down and try to get to Commander Gaius. Will probably be when we do the storehouse. Because the storehouse is kind of a maze. Or it feels like a maze, but it's a little tricky navigating. But so when we do the storehouse, I'm going to try to do Gaius. Actually, when we do the church district, we might be able to get to the sunflower down below. But we'll see. We'll see. But I know for sure next episode, Shadow Keep. At least the start of it. And, but yeah. That's for another episode. And I thank you all for watching. And I'll see you all next time.